Okay, so we have exercise number 42 is our nail tray. So we have two ends that are symmetrical and the same, two sides that are symmetrical and the same, a middle piece, and the base. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces we need to draw, and then we can copy and paste and duplicate a couple for the sides and ends. So we're going to draw everything solid, and then when we assemble it, use the middle pieces to cut out our rebates on the side pieces here. So let's just start by drawing our side piece. Might draw it on the top there. I'm going to grab my rectangle, and it's going to be 300 long by 12. So if you can't see, it does indicate just here that it's 12 millimeters thick. So I missed that the first time I looked at this one, so just be careful. We're going to come up 32. So there is my side piece. I then need to draw my end piece, so I might just draw it off the end face here. I'm going to draw it over here next to it. So we're going to go across. Now, how long is it and how tall is it? So I might just draw that first little rectangle part at the bottom and then add on the other bit first. So our total width is actually 212 minus 6 minus 6. Where does that number come from? Here's my 212, and then I have these rebates. Now it says here rebates are half the depth. So this piece is 12, this has to be 6, this has to be 6. So it's 212 minus 6 is 200. I don't want to finish that sketch yet. I'm going to jump back in, sorry, and I need to draw out the rest of my handle here. So do I have any measurements here? I have a number for how tall my handle is. So let's just roughly draw him like this. So from the top here to the bottom here has to be 70. I want to actually use the equal to say this line and this line has to be the same, so it makes it symmetrical. I don't mind what angles that's on, but if you wanted to dimension it, you could dimension this, and you might say, oh, I want it at 45. And it would bring it in a little bit. And then we need to cut out this slot. Now I could use a rectangle tool and a couple circles or an arc, but if I go into the create, I've actually got a slot tool. So I can do a center to center slot. I can do an overall slot. I've got lots of different options. So we might just try the center to center slot. And we just draw our center to center. And then we can choose how big our slot is. So let's make him 20. And we're going to choose the distance off our end here. Make it 10. I'm going to do the same here and make him 10. And then we just want to make sure it's roughly in the middle here. So if he's 20, we might make him 15. He's probably a little close. So we might leave him at 20 and finish our sketch. And we'll see what it looks like. So we're going to extrude those two there. We're going to bring them out 12 millimeters. And there is my handle. So it's probably a little bit smaller than what we've got on here. So let's jump back into our sketch. And we might just try and edit these sizes here. And we might make it, say, 30. So it's a little bit bigger, but we probably need to push him down then as well. So we push him down to 30. That looks a little bit more like what's in our drawing here. So let's leave him like that. And there's our end piece drawn. Now he has moved up, but that's okay. We can fix that later. So we've got side end. We need our middle piece. So let's just go and sketch our middle piece. We might just sketch him off the bottom here. So our rectangle and the size of our middle piece is going to be 12 millimeters thick. And then it's 200 as well. So it's 212 minus 6 minus 6. We're going to extrude him there. And we're going to go minus 32. So it's the same height there. There's my middle piece. And then we can draw our base. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble everything first and then add my base after, so I don't have to worry about the maths and the numbers. So now we have our three pieces. Now what I always like to do is I like to duplicate my bodies. So I'm going to go move or copy. I'm going to create a copy, free move. I'm just going to drag him across. Oh, we didn't have the create copy box has been unticked. So free move. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate my body. So right click on my body, move or copy. I'm on free move. I'm going to click create a copy. And I'm just going to drag him straight out here where he needs to be. And do the same with this one. I'm going to create a copy, free move, which has only selected the face. So let's go and select the body, create a copy, drag him down here. Now we have all of our pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create components from these. So we need components to be able to join things back together. I'm going to right click, create component, create component, create component, create component, and create component. So these are all components now. So they can all be moved around really easily. So we need to assemble them. So remember, once we have components, we need to ground one of them. So I'm going to grab this piece here, which is component 1. I'm going to right click on him and click ground. He's going to say, do you want him to be here or do you want him to be where he was before? I'm just going to click revert because that's where I drew him. Now he's stuck there. So if I click and drag, he can't move, but these ones will. So I need to join some stuff together. So let's come around and let's think about how we're going to join these together. So there's not really a point that I can choose. Like I can't line this line up with anything or this outside line with anything. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to choose the bottom corner and I'm going to line him up with the bottom corner. And then I'm going to offset him because it's a rebate joint. He needs to go in 6 millimeters. And so he should be in the right spot now. We're going to come down and do the same on the other end. So outside corner to outside corner. And we're going to move him a little bit and move him 6 millimeters. This one here in the middle, I can choose the middle of the top line and then find the middle of this line. He's gone the wrong way, but if I flip him, he's actually joined the right axis. He just needs flipping 180. So I can untick flip and then we can go in 6 millimeters as well. Now our last one over here, I only need to join one corner to one corner. So I can actually also do the inside to the outside. And then I can move him in 6 this way because it's 12 millimeters thick. It's the same result. And so he's fully locked in, even though these ones aren't joined together because he can't move around if I click and drag him. So we need to do 2 more things. We need to add our base and then we need to combine our tools and cut out all of these half laps and rebates. So let's draw our base. So I'm going to rotate, jump on the bottom here, and I'm going to create a sketch. I'm going to grab my rectangle tool. I'm going to start in one corner and go to the other corner. Now, just be careful here because sometimes it locks in, sometimes it doesn't. What I'm going to do is I'm going to double check it. So I'm going to click that line and see how it's not quite the right size. I'm going to make it 212. And I'm going to make it 300. So now it's locked in perfectly on all of my sides. I'm going to finish my base. I'm going to extrude both of those shapes. So be careful you get all of it. And it's going to come down 3 millimeters. And I'm not going to join it together. So if I click OK, it's actually joined it onto one of my other pieces. I'm actually going to choose new body, go OK. And then I have my body. Now that body is actually drawn under component 1 here. So I'm going to go into here, go into bodies, find that body, which is body 2, right click on it and click create component from body. So if I click on it, you can see it's actually here under component 1 still, but I'm going to drag it out and put it under this unsaved heading. So it now lives at the bottom with my other component. So I'm going to right click on him there, go appearance, drag my dark wood in so it looks the same. And just be careful because it looks right, but this isn't actually joined on if I click and drag it. So I just need to join him on real quick. So we might go the middle of the top edge to the middle of that bottom edge. And he'll slot in nicely, go OK. And now he's fully assembled and he can't move around. So we just need to do our combine tool to create our half laps and rebates. So I'm going to combine this piece with my tools, which is that, and that. We're cutting and we're keeping our tools. We're going to do the same on the other side, that piece with that, and that. And now, if I go and turn off my end piece, you can see I have all of my joints nicely done in my pieces. And that is how we make a nail tray.